never see my true self.
I think I've used up all my energy. But I think I'm looking pretty good. Were you watching? Going skiing with my friends. When I think back about how things were last year, I can barely believe this. I was in horrible condition last January. I spent my New Year's days off like a lifeless shell. My parents and friends were so worried about me that they didn't dare mention it. I was stuck in that horrible loop. But I have to thank fate. If I hadn't met you all this year, I might not even be here now. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up my past. Of course! I'm happy that you brought that up, Senpai. But what should I do? I bet I won't be able to practice at all. Looks like the snow's really starting to fall. I think we should start heading back. Which way is the lodge again? I'm sorry, I just thought that you knew where we were going, so I wasn't paying attention. You don't sound so sure. Well, it's not like we can get lost, right? We're not leaving the ski area after all. We still should hurry before it gets dark. Senpai, you're walking too fast. Crap, I can barely see what's ahead. Could it possibly be that we're lost? Oh man, just standing around like this is freezing cold. It's so cold. This isn't good. I'm feeling kinda sleepy. I know. I mean, the snow and wind keep slapping me in the face. I don't think I could fall asleep anyway. Make sure you keep talking too, Senpai. Huh? Is that a house? Senpai, look! It's a cottage! Yes, we're saved! Hey, let's go ask who's ever there to let us in. Excuse me! Please help us! Wait, huh? It's dark in here. Is this place abandoned? But in any case, I'm glad we were lucky enough to find this place. A little, but we're so much better now that we're out of the wind and snow. Do you have your phone, Senpai? I forgot to bring my charger on this trip, so my battery ran out this morning. No good? What should we do? I wonder when this blizzard's gonna calm down. If we end up stuck here all night, we're definitely gonna fall asleep, no matter how hard we try to stay awake. Hey, we could try something. You know, like what they do on TV when people are trapped in the cold? Use each other's body heat to stay warm. I mean, this is an emergency. I'm being serious. What in the world am I saying? Sorry, I'm going to calm down. But still, we need to think of a way to get warm. Hey, what's this thing? Isn't it one of those, what do you call them? A stove? A hearth? Someplace to put a fire in. Senpai, do you have a lighter? No, of course you wouldn't. But maybe we'll find something to light if we look around in here. It's so warm. At least we'll be okay for the time being. Oh, I know. How's that? It'll be warmer if we do this. I wonder where we are. We did a lot of walking. But now that we're safe, this is actually kind of fun. Just the two of us, snowed in a little cottage. Oh, now that I'm all warm, I'm starting to get a little sleepy. Well, I guess it's okay to fall asleep here in the warm cabin. You might even try something funny on me. Hey, Senpai? Did that turn on just now? Why? You're so reliable, Senpai. But I'm coming too. I'm not just gonna sit here. Whoa, hey, Senpai? Senpai, are you serious? This is no place to be messing around like that. Look out! You don't want to go too far.
What are you guys doing? We can't let a teen idol get caught doing stuff like this!
Stop! The entire country will turn against you!
Yosuke-senpai, everyone!
Huh? They're still dressed.
Why would they take off their clothes in this freezing weather? And dude, why are you guys so flustered? What is up with you guys?
Do I really have to spell it out for you?
Rise-chan, don't tell me. Were you waiting for an audience? What daring lovers! How shameless! You're no different from your shadow. But okay, I'll take a front row seat and...
Shut up, you stupid bear! Wait, why did you all rush in here? Were you listening to us from outside?
No, I mean, not on purpose. It would have been awkward to interrupt before, but
I can't believe this. This was a matter of life and death!
we were worried about you.
Anyway, what were the two of you doing shoving each other around in here?
It's the TV!
Why? What's wrong with it?
Come on, guys, don't try that lame excuse on us.
It's true! Senpai tried to go into the TV, so... I'm not lying!
Huh. So you got lost, found this building, and then things started heating up.
That's not the point here!
But you're not denying that happened.
The TV turned on, but it's not even plugged in! It made no sense, so we thought we'd check it out! Please, if I wanted to be alone with him, I wouldn't have to manufacture some crisis out here in the mountains like this!
But this building is right behind the lodge, though.
This is a storage shed. It's kept unlocked because the workers are always needing to come in here.
It's not like there's a blizzard or anything.
And why would the TV turn itself on? That whole case is over. Maybe you just saw a reflection from the ski lights or something.
What?
come on. We don't need to assume that they're lying about this. We might as well check it out.
Hey, wait a sec.
What's going on?
Let it go!
Power! At this rate.
That hurt. Huh? What the hell is this?
These are...
Aniwa, it seems.
My. Excuse me. Please forgive the slightly impolite invitation.
Whoa, she's beautiful.
Now's not the time for gawking. I think she's the one who grabbed me. Who is she? You know her?
Friend? What type of friend is she? You got one mysterious life.
Forgive me for not introducing myself sooner. We meet for the first time. My name is Margaret. I am a helper on this young man's journey. I meant you no harm.
Well, can we trust her?
I see.
Do you remember? I have come to fulfill my promise. Yes, I have come to guide you. I apologize for the amount of time it required me to prepare. This is the Hollow Forest, the closed realm, created by her in the TV world, the world of the human mind. It would seem that after Marie left us, she shut herself in here. I do not know everything, but as you know, she was searching for her memory, and by opening her heart to you, she finally regained that memory. It would seem that what she found was not what she had been hoping for.
Whoa, hold on. What is this all about? Marie? You mean Marie-chan? The one who was with you?
I remember her. That fashionable girl with the hat, right?
What do you mean she's here? And what was that about her memory?
Emi-chan has amnesia?
We are inside the TV right now, correct? A missing person ending up in the TV.
Don't tell me... I mean, we put an end to all that.
I do not think this is the same situation. I believe Marie's disappearance is unrelated to the kidnapping incident you all were following. She was not taken away by someone, rather she came here of her own volition.
She willingly came here. Does that mean Marie-san has the persona ability as well?
No, Marie is originally a resident of this side.
What kind of girl were you showing around town?
Hold on, this is inside the TV, right? Then, aren't there shadows in here?
You're kidding me. That means...
He's right. if she were to be attacked by shadows.
I will not say that she is not in danger. However, the same goes for you. If you are to proceed ahead in search for Marie, you must have adequate resolution. The path ahead will be relentless. You alone will not be able to reach her. If you wish to see her again, then it is my role to help you. And to do so, I decided to invite everyone who has accompanied you on your journey here.
I see. I was wondering why you didn't bring just our leader here. Now I understand. You're giving us all the information and letting us choose what to do from here. You aren't here to stop us.
Exactly.
One more thing. Well, this isn't going to affect whether or not I plan to help, but you are also like Marie-san? A resident of this side?
The human mind contains more than shadows. I believe you all witnessed that in your last battle.
Are you talking about those things that came out of Namatame and Adachi-san? Well, they were different from the shadows we know about.
It does not matter how you choose to interpret it. What you see and what you believe are up to you. I know that you can supply yourselves with answers, as I know that you have been capable of coming this far. One more thing. As I just said, the Hollow Forest was originally a closed realm. It is not the case now, but in time, this place will seal itself again.
In other words, we can't come in and out of here forever?
Exactly. It would seem that little time remains before the Hollow Forest completes itself. Once that time has passed, this place will be closed forever, and you will never be able to visit here again. If that happens, Marie's existence will be entirely expunged from your memories.
We'll lose our memories.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about? Oh, she's just gonna up and vanish from our heads?
I understand your conviction, but the chances of that are quite low. The closing of this forest marks the fact of Marie's erasure. Any memories you have of Marie will disappear, and you will return to your peaceful days.
No! This doesn't make sense!
I merely have come to fulfill my promise. What you do is up to you. I have made a link from the television in the mountain cabin to this world. That is the only conduit through which you may reach this place.
Huh? So we can't get here through the TV and Juness?
Exactly. This world and your world's screens are linked, place to place. It is a fact.
I can't smell the other places from here. It really isn't connected.
I am repeating myself, but it was Marie who shut herself in this world. There is no need for you to think that you must risk your lives for her. I am sure she would not wish that either. Please, treasure the normal lives you have. That is what Marie would want. Now, if you would excuse me.
Hey, wait! Please?
It's a TV. The same type as the one in the cabin. This must be the exit, like the ones Teddy has.
So now what?
What else? That Marie chick is in here, right? If she's in danger of being attacked by shadows, then we've got to get in there and find her.
Hold on. It might not be that simple. Let us leave for now, at any rate. We cannot blindly run ahead so suddenly.
Yeah. Plus, we're totally not prepared, right? If we're gonna do it, let's get ready and take this on full force.
Ow! Ugh, who was pushing me?
Shut it. There's 8 of us, and it's a tiny frickin' TV.
Oh, Oh, I dented my head in. Anybody want to touch it?
No.
What are you guys clowning around for? Come on, get up. We got a meeting to hold.
We do? What are we going to talk about?
Oh, I don't know. But we always have one, right?
I guess she just wanted to be the one to say it.
Yeah, it would really mess with my head if Chia-senpai was coming up with good plans.
Shut up! That's rude, you know.
Still, that was a surprise. You know that whole Marie being from the other side thing?
Wait, so the TV world is the world of the human mind, huh? It's not really sinking in, though.
I couldn't even tell.
No, it couldn't have been helped. That sort of thing isn't something that can be easily explained to others. It would be like the first time I met all of you. The issue here is Marie-san's motive. Why would she risk her life to shut herself in a place like that?
I could see it if she was thrown in like we were, but why would she do that to herself?
Yeah, that blue chick did say Marie lost her memory.
Maybe she remembered something that made her do that.
Hey, I just thought of something. If the world she's in closes, she'll disappear from our memories, right? Isn't that the same as dying?
What? Wait, you mean she's trying to...
I don't know, but it just feels that way to me.
She wants to kill herself and make us forget about her? She's erasing her own existence?
I think Emi-chan's like me. I was really worried when I couldn't figure out who I was. When I finally found out I was a shadow, it was traumatizing. I don't think Emi-chan's a shadow, but I think she feels the same way I did. That she shouldn't exist.
Teddy. Yeah, I think that too. I can kind of understand how she feels. Not having anyone know the real you, being alone all the time. Even when someone's friendly to you, you feel like there's something wrong. If I didn't meet all of you, I might have thought the same as her.
Same shit with me. I was always being misunderstood, so I toughened up and started biting back. I was scared that no one would accept the real me if I ever showed it to them. In the end, I couldn't even admit it when I was showing myself. Pointless.
Yeah, we're all like that. Everybody's suffering in some way.
Yes, but we were able to change. No matter how much we hated ourselves, we were able to face it and accept it. Because we had dear friends.
Yeah, I know now. There's nothing to be afraid of. We're the only ones that can save Marie-chan. If she's really thinking the same way we were, we have to go stop her.
That's that, then. We should find out exactly what we're getting into first. It's better to know anything than to go in knowing nothing. It'll at least make things easier on us.
We should devote a day to it. Teddy, Rise-san, can you scan that world? From the usual spot, of course. The rest of us should rest up to prepare for the exploration. If there are shadows in there, then we can't avoid fighting them.
All right, let's do this! Oh, this takes me back. Even though it hasn't been that long since we finished the other stuff.
Yeah, all right. It's super sniffy time together with Rise-chan. My super ultra mega hyper uber teddy nose can pick up even the slightest scent. But this skill is not without its drawbacks. After 3 minutes, I get just an ungodly amount of snot.
Ew!
Hey, don't damage the bear before showtime. At least he's actually useful in a fight.
How rude. What do you mean, at least?
Let's regroup at school, okay?
Ugh, it's cold. Oh well, let's start the meeting.
First, allow me to report. Just in case, I've checked for missing people in the local jurisdiction to see if anyone may have wandered in there. 0 results. There are no missing person requests either. It seems that this place really doesn't have anything to do with our previous case.
Hey, no fair! You said to rest, and yet you went and did research. But I went and checked the newspaper, too. I looked for any news of missing people, but there wasn't any.
I also tried asking our suppliers and customers if there was anything going on, but there aren't any rumors.
Ditto. I asked around at work, but didn't come up with anything. You can't underestimate the housewife network.
Yeah, I tried talking with some former punks, but didn't get jack.
Considering that none of us could find evidence, perhaps it's safe to say that no one has wandered in accidentally. But more important is whatever Teddy and Rise-san found. How did your search go?
I can feel that hollow forest really far away, but that's it.
I couldn't sense Emi-chan's presence at all.
That place, it's big. I'm glad we didn't just jump in there without making sure we were ready for it.
The Hollow Forest, huh? Is that place also affected by the mind of the person inside? If that's the case, then did Marie-chan make that area?
Hollow Forest. We heard that phrase before. In the last battle, right?
I was wondering the same thing. Amano Sagiri mentioned it. The place that gave birth to those who answer the desires and wishes for lies of humans. Was that it?
Hold on. Are you saying that the image in Marie-chan's mind is the same force that created that monster? What's going on here?
Hell? Who is she exactly?
Our objective is to save her, but it doesn't seem like things will end there. If she is related to those monsters, then we need to do more research. What is she trying to do? Who is she really? It seems we have no choice but to go see her and find the truth directly from her.
Are you thinking that you're getting us involved in your personal problems? Nobody's thinking that, buddy.
That's right! I'm burning up! Ah!
Right, let's do it. We don't know what she's bummed about, but we'll save her.
Wait a sec! If I come and save Emi-chan, that's like an arrow straight through the heart, right? What should I do? I'm not ready for this.
Dude, I can't tell if you're being a creeper or not.
Yes, let us go.
Okay, I'm finally back in this thing. We have some things to talk about, because before we head into this dungeon, the Hollow Forest, the Grave of Hollow Memories, we have some things to discuss. Now's the time that, for any baby babu P4 virgins out there that don't know this, it's time to finally spill the beans and address Marie's character. Here's the deal. Marie was not in Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4 for PlayStation 2. She was added for Persona 4 Golden. Her entire character, her entire existence was added for this game. Her social link, this dungeon, all the content that has to do with January to now, all because of Marie. And that is a bit of a divisive topic. Marie is not a very popular character among Persona fans. In fact, I would go so far as to say she's the least popular character from this game. Personally, I don't have any qualms with Marie. I'm actually, I'll say that I'm actually a little thankful for Marie, because she does add a good deal of content to what's already a very, very good game. So that I'm at least thankful for. So why add an entire character? Why basically retcon Persona 4? Because in a way they did it a little clever, because Margaret explained that if the Hollow Forest closes, then it's like you have no memory. She never existed. So it's almost like she was in the original game, but that happened. Whatever. It's just a clever way of trying to add her in. Why add an entirely new character to a game that was already great? Persona 4 already critically acclaimed. Why add her? There is a reason. It's reasons that we can't quite get into right now. We will obviously get into before the game ends, because there's still a lot of stones that need to be turned over, but there is a reason for her existence, and in my opinion, it actually ties in very well with Persona 4's theme and the inspirations behind the game and things of that nature. So a little information about this dungeon. I fucking hate it. This is the one thing I do hate about Marie, is this god-awful dungeon, which is the absolute scourge of mankind. This is the hardest dungeon in the game. And the reason for that is not necessarily how hard the enemies are or anything like that. The second we go through that gate and begin the Hollow Forest dungeon, we will be stripped of everything we have in our possession right now. All the consumables we have, all the weapons we have, all the equipment and accessories we have, gone. And they will be replaced by things that are specific to this dungeon. So instead of our kick-ass sword, we're going to have like a basic katana that's only used inside this dungeon. And the same goes for all of our teammates and their weapons and their accessories, etc. So that does obviously bring the difficulty up a little bit more. The item thing is not that big of a deal, the consumables, except for our Goho M's. Now we don't have unlimited or virtually unlimited options to back out of this dungeon, come back here to the lobby to save and use the Velvet Room and use the Fox or whatever. There are ways to get out of the dungeon. There's an item that's specific to the dungeon that you can pick up in there, though it's very random. I'm not even sure how you come across it. I don't know if shadows drop it. I think you can get it from regular chests and golden chests. If I do find some, I'll be sure to use them to come back here and save the game and talk a little bit and break this dungeon up a little bit. I was actually very happy with the way I presented the Magatsu Inaba dungeon, with how many times we broke that up. It made it a lot easier to edit and view from like a outside perspective, less fast forwarding in terms of like really high speeds and things like that. But the worst thing, I already, listen, I just ranted for like a minute and a half about how much I hate this dungeon. I haven't even said the worst thing about it. The absolute worst thing about this dungeon is that it drains your SP. Like after the first battle, you lose half of your SP and then like you're down to nothing a battle after that. Now, luckily there are some things you can do to mitigate that. Obviously, resave really helps. If you've done your diligence to raise up all of Rise's skills, her skill that restores some of your SP, really useful. Really, really fucking useful for this dungeon. Another thing that helps is if the persona you have on you, or if any of your teammates have personas that have invigorate skills that grant some SP every turn. Naoto has that, so I'll be bringing her into the dungeon with me. So let's assemble our team. We'll actually do a quick look at our statuses, because it's been quite a while since we've had a battle. And that's where everyone is. Now, unfortunately, Kanji's last, but I don't think I'm going to be bringing him. In fact, I want to bring Naoto for sure, because she's really useful for this dungeon. For storyline purposes, I want to take Teddy, because there's a little bit of a parallel between her and between him and Marie. And, I don't know. I guess Chie. No, I'll bring Yosuke, since he's at 82. I want to get him up to par with Yukiko and Chie. Though, again, if I do get the chance to to come back here, if I get some of those special items that allow me to return, I will. So, let's see who else. Teddy. And finally, Naoto. If I get around the damn TV. Sorry about that. Microphone was actually in the way that time. That happens occasionally. And to be safe, we'll save the game here. Actually, see where our dates are. Okay. Because there's some stuff I don't want to save over just yet. And we will enter the Hollow Forest. Welcome back. So, as you can see, we're drained of SP, and every time you enter a new floor of the Hollow Forest, you get a little reminder of one of Marie's poems that we've heard throughout the game. So the item that you need to return back is the Sacred Branch, which I don't have. It just disappears once you come back to the entrance. But I actually have, assuming I get them all back when I go back in, which I should. I don't know why I wouldn't. I had 4 before then. You always want to have at least 1. You have to save at least 1 because ideally when you get to the very end of the dungeon, you can back out, come here, use the fox to get all your SP, and then do the boss battle. A few other things to note that's going on in the dungeon is one thing I forgot about, which is another annoyance on top of this piece of garbage dungeon, is it's impossible to earn money in there. Now, money doesn't matter too much when you have nearly 9 million yen, but yeah, you can't earn money. Even you don't earn money for defeating shadows, even if you find money in shuffle time. That also doesn't do anything. So if you get like a rank 8 coin card or whatever, you still don't get money for that. So, great. A couple things. What else? Oh, for one, the damage output on Risei's all-out attack versus the normal one is staggeringly high. And mainly right now, I'm using pretty much just the ability of the wild card. I mean, I'm not relying on my teammates too much. I'm glad I brought Naoto because most of these enemies are weak to Hama and Muto's skills, and she's obviously good at that and has Invigorate. But mainly I'm relying on my own skills because the thing about the way the shadows are designed in this dungeon is they have tons of weaknesses. It's easy to knock them down, but of course the trade-off is the fact that you need the SP to do it. Now, ideally, you want to actually take advantage of that and knock them down because, obviously, if you end battles on all-out attacks, you automatically get shuffle times. And the shuffle times are really, really necessary in this dungeon. For one, you can restore some SP and HP with the, magic cup cards or whatever. But you also want plenty of chest keys. I believe you definitely lose every chest key that you bring in with you. So I had a dozen. Those go away the second I enter the dungeon, but I can earn chest keys in there to use in the dungeon. And the gold chests are really useful because you get items that can swap out your equipment, the equipment that's specific to the dungeon. So when you go in, Risei says oh, all your shit's gone. I said before, there's a basic weapon and armor set that they give you the second you enter, but you can improve it. You can improve it along the way if you find things. For one, they give you your accessories that they give you by default are these stones that actually do give you a little bit of SP after every battle. I think it starts off with 8, but as you go on, you can find better stones that increase it by 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, etc. And that's pretty much all that's going on right now. So I'm going to use the fox just to get back a little bit of SP, and we obviously have the money to spare, even though that SP is going to be gone immediately. Cool. And let me check something here, because I know... Nope, okay. There are actually these sets of unique, costumes that you can get from the fox. But you can earn them on certain days, but I guess I have them all because the last day you could get it's actually February 13th, and he didn't give me a costume, so I must have them all. Yay. All right, back into the dungeon. I'm sure we'll have something interesting happening very soon. All right, before moving forward, I want to stop and let you look at some of these items now that we're actually stopped here in the dungeon. So they're sure to give you life stones, and now here are the unique things and what they do. We have some restore SP as well as HP and SP, so that's really useful. I mean, they do cut you some slack. We obviously get revival beads because it would be a little unfair if you didn't find that in the dungeon. We have 6 sacred branches that'll let us get out. And now you have these interesting little breaker items that nullify enemy resistances to fire, ice, wind, and electricity. Those will come in handy at the very end of the dungeon, and that's actually a very unique design point. And it's something that, if you're not familiar with this dungeon, it encourages you to actually stop and fight the shadows when the battles are optional. That brings me to another interesting point. Some of the floors are designed differently. This one that we just entered right now, if you take a look at the radar, you can see that there are shadows here. 2 of the floors we've done so far, the first and most recent one, there are no shadows roaming around. Rather, they are hidden inside of gates or doorways or whatever. And every time you have to open one of those things, there's a good possibility that there's going to be a shadow fight inside of them. So that makes it even more annoying, where you have basically situations where you are forced into battle and you can't run around things even if you wanted to. On top of that, once that battle starts, it's usually enemy advantage. So the normal way of doing things where you can easily sneak up and attack from behind on Shadows and Persona 4 Golden doesn't apply to those floors. We got other things that deal specific damages. We got our chest keys. And if we go into our equipment, we can see some of these dungeon-specific items. The Strange Sword, which I have not found a replacement for. I'm not quite sure if you can get replacement weapons, but you definitely get replacement armors, though Yosuke doesn't have one. Yu has one. He has one that's good for dodging ice, which isn't necessarily useful. It's Teddy that got the lightning one that helps protect his weakness a little bit. And you can also see under the accessories the stones and what they do. So Yu has the best one attached, the Love Stone, the best one I've found thus far, which is at 16 SP, and then they get a little weaker. The Parting Stone is the one that you start off with, and I have 5 of them. So let's actually use a Sacred Branch and back out here. So another thing that to talk about, I've never really tested this because I've never intentionally played the game poorly enough to know what the alternative would be. But Rise's skill of restoring SP after battle in combination with the items that you find, the better stones, and in the event that you have any skills that help you out, like Naoto's Invigorate. I know for a fact that my Hillel has the skill that reduces SP cost by half. Anything like that kind of really takes out a lot of the complication of the dungeon, to where I think only in one battle thus far have I come to the point where I haven't been able to use a skill when I've wanted to on any given character, and that was one of the more lengthy battles. So let's use the Fox and get a little bit more healing back. Again, it's not really necessary, but might as well do it. We have the money to burn. And for now, I'm actually going to end this part of P4G and go into the next one. I know I've never had a, with the exception of the Magetsu Inaba dungeon where you had 2 boss fights at the very end, I've never had a dungeon go over 2 episodes. But the deal is that I've actually been recording this in multiple sittings. Last time I left off, I was just going into the dungeon. Now I've been recording footage for the dungeon, and I really don't know how much footage I needed for this last part. About like 20 minutes worth. And then you fast forward through a lot of it, so it's kind of like, how much is that really? We're going to end off on this one, and we'll finish the dungeon in the next one. Because I know the game's winding down here, and I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I prolong the events to where I get enough footage to actually beat like hour-long episodes. So it's a little complicated right now. But either way, I hope everything's all good. There's going to be a lot of cutscene in the next one. There's things to reveal and There's going to be a lot of dialogue as it pertains to Marie and stuff like that. And we'll finally start to get into why it is Marie has been added to Persona 4 Golden and the purpose that she really serves in just slightly altering the story of the game. So until the next time.
I search for your heart, pursue my truth.